Hi everyone, welcome to our session, How to Manage Microsoft 365 in a Remote World. My name is Patty Carlos, and I'm a Principal Program Manager in the Microsoft 365 Admin Center.
Hi everyone, I'm Ishan. I'm also a program manager on the Microsoft 365 Admin Center team. And together with Patty, we are going to cover how we can work remotely better.
So we know that this shift to remote work has raised a lot of important questions. We have been forced to work remotely in a matter of months, and we have actually heard from you that you want to learn how can we help you better work remotely. At the same time, how we can maintain the security so that you feel comfortable letting all of your employees actually work from their houses or from other places that are not their normal workplaces. And then you have also told us that you need to be as effective, if not more, in the way that you operate. So in this talk, we will cover those three areas. We will start with our solution to better working remotely. So the tool that we recommend for better remote work is Microsoft Teams. So Microsoft Teams is an integrated solution that brings in a lot of the key components that you would need in order to collaborate remotely, including video conferencing, group chat, easy access to files, as well as the storage, co-authoring across kind of multiple authors, phone system, which you would need to use by leveraging Microsoft 365 Voice, and of course, third-party integrations. So Microsoft Teams is available with all of the Microsoft 365 business subscriptions, including Microsoft 365 Business Basic, Microsoft 365 Business Standard, and Microsoft 365 Business Premium. So I'm just going to go and show you how the product looks and what are the things that you can expect by adopting the solution. So the main goal for Teams is to host audio, video, and web meetings. You can actually also do one-on-one and group chats, which you can actually go and determine the topic for. You can also organize conversations by channel. Those channels can be defined as you would want to. And of course, you can also store files where everyone in that specific team can find them and bring data and key documents into the workspace. Okay. You can also co-author documents in real time directly from the Teams application, as well as customize your workflows and integrate with existing business processes. So for example, in this case, you can use Flow in order to do an approval of a document. Finally, you can actually integrate third-party applications directly into the Teams channels so that you can actually start using those applications natively inside of Microsoft Teams. We actually have over 600 different third-party applications that are available to be integrated to the app. And finally, we can make and receive phone calls from any phone number with Microsoft 365 Voice add-on, actually just making this a very complete solution for your needs. So that said, we are going to show you how to manage Teams in the Microsoft Admin Center so that you can actually make full use of your Teams solution for your remote work collaboration needs. So we have made a Teams dashboard card called Support Remote Workers with Teams front and center in your dashboard in the home site of admin.microsoft.com. In that card, you are able to see at a snapshot if Teams is on for your organization, what's the status of the different users that are licensed for Teams. You can actually turn in guest access. We refer to guest access as any external person that you might want to collaborate with, may it be a customer, a partner, or anyone else that has a need to collaborate with you in your business. And then you can also improve your network connectivity settings. When you click Manage Teams, you're brought over this experience that actually lets you confirm if Teams is turned on for your tenant, your company, and also if you want to allow external guest access. So once you select those options, you can actually save them. And at this point, you can allow external guest access into Microsoft Teams. So a quick note on this, you need to add an external guest access if you want that person to actually collaborate you inside a team, share documentation, chat. However, if you want to create a video conference or an audio conference with any external person, you don't actually need to go and add them as external users. Just by providing their own email address, they'll be able to get the invitation. Now I'm going to show you how to create a Teams license user. So Teams is included in all of the standard Microsoft 365 business licenses. So in order to license a user, you need to go to the users section inside Admin Center, click on active users, and in this case, I'm going to be licensing Adele Bands. So what I need to do is go and click at Adele's name, go into the license and apps pivot, and actually assign her the Microsoft 365 Business Premium license that I have left. As you can see here, we have added a special note that tells you that sometimes whenever you license a user, it can take a little time for that license to make effect. So we have actually let you know that that's the case. And we have also set up a new page, which is called the Teams Setup Status, that actually shows the licensing status for Teams for all the different users in your company. You can see in here, for those that have a green dot, it means that the provisioning is complete. And for the ones that have a gray dot, it means that it's something that hasn't been done yet. You can access this page through the active users page, as well as through the Teams Support Your Workers dashboard card that I showed you before. Finally, I wanted to show a third way that you can actually manage Teams from the Microsoft 365 Admin Center. You can click on the Setup node, go to the Apps and Updates section, and then click on Bring People Together with Teams. This experience would actually show you the similar flyout that I showed you before that indicates if your Teams is on and off or if guest access is on. But in addition to that, it will provide you a lot of really in-depth user training as well as admin training that you might find useful for your remote collaboration journey. Now I want to take some time to talk about Microsoft 365 Business Voice. So Microsoft 365 Business Voice is a phone system that you can add on top of your Teams subscription. There are two different modes, Business Voice with a calling plan and without a calling plan. The calling plan is available in the US, UK, and Canada, and Business Voice without a calling plan is available in over 70 different countries. Both of them include a cloud-based phone system as well as audio conferencing. Now I'm going to show you how to set up Business Voice in the Microsoft 365 Admin Center. There are two different ways that you can do this. One is through the Getting Started wizard in the Home node. A second way is through the Setup node in the Apps and Services section. There is an item that is called Get Started with Microsoft 365 Business Voice. Once you land there, you need to click Get Started, and you will be able to first choose your company's phone number. So you can choose either a local phone number, a toll number, or an existing number. Once you actually complete that, you're able to actually assign numbers for your employees based again on the same local area code that you had defined before. Next to that, you can actually add a greeting for incoming calls. The greeting can be either recorded or it can be greeting so that it could be spoken via computer voice. And again, you can also set up rules to answer calls. So for example, you can forward all calls to a very specific person. In this case, I've set up all my calls to be forwarded to Alex Fulber. And basically, now you're done in order to start using your Microsoft 365 Business Voice. Next, I'm going to show you how to set basic policies for Teams in the Teams Admin Center. The Teams Admin Center is easily accessible either through the admin.microsoft.com site on the left navigation after you expand Show All, or you can also access it by going through admin.teams.microsoft.com. So once you land in the Teams Admin Center, you're landed in a dashboard experience. From there, click the Policies package and select the one for small and medium business user with Microsoft Voice. Once you click on that item, you would be able to do several things in here. One, you can determine if a user can actually upload custom apps, if users are allowed pinning, You can actually add third-party applications for use inside your Teams application, as well as define the order of your pinned apps. So I'm going to show you now how to add a third-party app. So you click Add Apps, and that's going to bring in a flyout where you can actually search for over the 600 apps that we have in our catalog. In this case, I'm going to be installing Adobe Sign. So once I click on an Adobe Sign, I will select it, save it, and then here it is. It's now available for use inside your Teams. Now I'm going to pass it on to Ishan, who's going to cover the security aspect as well as the simplify operations aspects of our presentation.
Thank you, Patty. Now, as we know, we have all been shifting towards a more remote work enabled world. And in this remote work enabled world, security is more important than ever before. In our Microsoft 365 platform, we have a lot of these essential security features already built in. We have features to comply with regulatory and industry standards like GDPR. We have data encryption put into various points in the entire pipeline. We have features like multi-factor authentication to protect accounts from unauthorized access. And we take privacy and security very seriously across our suite of products in Teams, email, and other applications. In addition to essential security features, we also have advanced security offerings built into our SKU of Microsoft 365 Business Premium, where we enable remote access and identity protection and make sure that all personal and company-owned devices remain secure. In addition to that, we also make sure that we protect these devices and accounts against cyber threats and safeguard the data in them. In addition to security, collaboration is also essential for being able to work remotely and work effectively. Let me walk us through some of the things that we can do as IT admins to help our organizations be more secure and collaborate more effectively. The first thing I want to do is focus on security specifically for remote work. If we go to the Setup Hub, we see that there is now a new remote work essentials collection that's coming very soon in a few months, which aggregates a lot of these features all in one place. Going inside the remote work essentials collection, we can see a video that will walk us through what we think is important to be able to work remotely and effectively, and also the specific policies and features that we need to enable. The first one of these is protecting our organization using the default security settings. When we click on it, we see essential information, and then we can simply enable it by clicking on Get Started. This lets us enable security default policies, which will enable multi-factor authentication. This means that if user accounts and passwords are compromised, those accounts will still be protected, because to log into a user account, a person will now need to sign off that account login from an external device. Our studies have shown that this reduces the likelihood of an account being compromised by 99.9%. And as you can see, switching this on is as simple as clicking a button. Now, going back to the remote work collection, there are additional features that we can enable to make things even more secure. One of those things is protecting against advanced threats. Going into the feature page, we again click on Get Started, and we can see the different policies that this will enable for us. Specifically, this will help us be protected from links and attachment that can be malicious. Once we switch these on, Microsoft will make sure to scan different links and scan attachments that are given to us to make sure that we stay safe. After turning it on, we can also go to the dashboard, and there'll now be a card that will be pinned that will show us the number of threats we stay protected against. And to see this quickly in action, here's an example of an email that has a link. And if we deem this link to be risky, the user will now be warned, and this website will be blocked so that that account and that device stays safe and secure. Let's go back to the remote work essentials collection. Another crucial part of working remotely is protecting the data in the mobile devices we have. As we are working remotely, more and more people are using their remote devices to access work data. By going into this feature and turning it on, it'll make the user adhere to policies that we think are crucial to be able to work safely and remotely. Specifically, this will make sure that all of the data and files are backed up to OneDrive, so there's no loss of data in the organization, as well as the files in the device are encrypted. And this will also make sure that if anyone is trying to access Office or important work apps like that, there is an additional level of security added from a PIN that the user has to enter, and there is time limits on inactivity that locks the user out. And as we can see, these policies are already put in place, and all we have to do is go in there and click a button to enable it. Going back to the dashboard, similar to advanced threat protection, we can now see users accessing data on mobile apps and what kind of data they do access. Now that we covered security, it is also important that we simplify our operations. A lot of us have had to make changes in how we work and how our operations work, and it is important that these operations stay efficient and users are able to use products that help them work effectively. Let's look at a few things that we can do as IT admins to make that easier for our end users. One such thing is OneDrive usage recommendation. This specifically targets people and nudges them to use OneDrive, which is a file sharing and collaboration application from Microsoft. Here, once we click on the recommendation itself, it brings a list of people that this training and information can be sent to. To get an idea of what this is going to look like, we can also first email ourselves to see what email the end user would be getting. We can simply click on the email yourself button and it'll ask us to confirm, and then we get an idea of what that is going to look like. Once we are satisfied, we can select the people we think would benefit from using OneDrive and send them content that is specifically designed to nudge them to use this application. Here's a quick snapshot of what that actually looks like. This content is designed keeping small and medium businesses in mind and keeping in mind their specific needs and how close-knit they are. Similar to this, we also have a lot of resources for being able to work remotely, and articles and videos and recommended training on how to do that effectively. This can be easily accessed using the link aka.ms/remote-business. Going back to efficiency, a crucial thing we can do as IT admins to make our processes much easier is give users the power to self-service their password reset and to reset their passwords themselves. This again can be easily found in the remote work essentials collection. Once we click on self-service password reset, we can click on get started, and it's as simple as going to the Azure Active Directory admin center, which we will get linked to, and clicking on a simple toggle. This now means that whenever a user is locked out of their account or needs to reset their passwords, they can do it themselves in the comfort of their own homes. And if they're ever locked out at 2 a.m., the IT admin for the organization does not have to go and then fix that to unlock that user. As we are all working remotely, I know we are using mobile apps more and more. And among those mobile apps, we can also use the Microsoft 365 mobile app to easily access a lot of the features that we just talked about. And this app is completely included in any SKU that you have already using. This can easily be accessed or downloaded using the link aka.ms/M365 admin mobile. For more information on the app itself, we actually have an entire session to cover everything it offers. For more information on the session, you can use this QR code, or you can go to the link aka.ms/admin1009. Another useful session for IT efficiency, which builds on a lot more techniques than we talked about here, is on the IT efficiency session, which can be accessed either through the QR code or through the link aka.ms/admin1010. I know we covered a lot of material, so I'm going to quickly recap some of the resources and links that we think will be super useful and helpful in helping us work better. The first is the admin center itself, where we can change a lot of these policies and activate these features for our organization. This can be accessed through admin.microsoft.com. Next is the mobile app that we just talked about, and it's available through the link aka.ms/M365 admin mobile. Then there is the remote work hub, which covers a lot of training and how-to videos that makes everything super simple and easy to understand. That can be accessed through the link aka.ms/remote-business. And finally, there's the small and medium business admin training, which can be accessed through aka.ms/M365B training. We hope that this was useful, and we look forward to hearing your feedback and working with you to make remote work safer and more secure for everyone.